2, 3, 5. 2 plus 3 is 5? No. Oh my gosh.
Running away. How many letters is the second word?
What? Hands. Handle. What? Fingers. Digits. Pass. Texting.
Yes.
Saxophone.
Yep.
Lamp.
Yes.
Kick someone out of your house. Leave the house. Is it a phrase? Okay. Hit a home run. Knock it out of the park. Tennis.
Next.
An animal. Okay. Dog? No.
Are you a mime? Are you trying to catch stuff? Are you crying? I don't know. Next.
Crown, tiara. Crown. Princess, king, queen.
Next.
I'm competitive. I don't know if you know this about me. I'm very competitive. And when I found out we were playing charades, I literally got up out of my bed and I was like, I'm moving to this open space to do charades. And, you know, we got 19 out of 30. I think that's pretty good, especially since, like, you know, I was busting my fucking ass trying to get him to guess these. So Blake and I were partners. Like, I didn't think it was I'm not trying to be shady. Like, I know that me talking about it is just like, oh, Davey's being shady towards Blake. No, I'm not. I just didn't know what his propensity for challenges was. And like, he did want to work with me. He's been like DMing me and being like, I really want to work with you. And I'm like, yeah, I want to work with you too. But like, there's so many other people that I want to work with. So I just have to like balance working with him and doing it. I don't think that we're in danger, because after we did our challenge, he's like, I don't think we're in any amount of danger. And I was like, if you're not winning, especially after people are talking in the main chat about things that they shouldn't be talking about, then I get worried. And it's the lack of awareness for me. It is the lack of awareness for me. I cannot believe people are talking about like really important information in main chat. And it is like enough ammunition to get people to rally up and be like, hey, do you know that these group of people have something in common? Apparently not, because everybody's just fucking talking about it willy-nilly. But I'm hot, I'm sweating. When I was asking everybody, like, what was the challenge today? They were like, we can't tell you. And I was like, you guys are being secretive as fuck. And then I was told, don't tell anybody about the challenge. And I was like, got it. But I think we did okay. I would be shocked if we got HOH. You know me, this extroverted ass bitch wanting to win. I went for those clues. I did. You can roll back the tapes and watch me and Blake go at it. But I wish Blake was a little bit more able to think flexibly. Like, I know that this doesn't look like a fucking house, but like maybe head of, I don't know. I'm gonna go wash up because that was hard.
So, when I survived the blank, I said, you know what, it's time to lay low. And when we were going off the vote, I survived, which was great, unanimous. And I said, okay, here's my opportunity to execute the plan of laying low. Well, we go in and we find out it's COHOH, and it's happening like right after the POV, right after the eviction. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, we get to pick the other person who we want to play with. How's that gonna work? Well, immediately I start reading into it and I said, oh no, I don't want someone that I've been close to recently pick me. I want to pick someone, I want to be able to pick someone else that I haven't gotten to know, or someone pick me that they haven't gotten to know me better. Well, Justin panicked and he picked me. And he was like, dude, I'm sorry. And it was fine because Justin and I are like eye to eye, where we see eye to eye. So I was like, dude, it's cool. You know what? There's some value in us winning and controlling it together. There's some dangers of us losing it and getting called out like a pair. We just have to lay low after this. And we actually did really well during the charades comp. Not enough to win it, but I had fun, and he was a beast at just acting things out. So I think that went really well. All right, so now let's get to the crazy part of my morning. So I'm feeling good. I understand that I am going to lay low. And then I get to a point in my morning where I'm actually sitting in the same spot, which is ironically where I did my POV competition. And I'm sitting here having coffee with my wife, you know, checking on things. And then Ashley messages me and says, hey, we never talk until it's HOH or POV time. And at first I was like, okay. And then I said, all we've had was HOH or POV time. We've only been in the house for a few days. And like, it's really like we haven't had an opportunity to talk. We weren't even on the same bus. When else would we have talked? So I entertained it. I'm not gonna not talk to someone, right? So we're talking. My response was, yes, let's talk game. Because people love to talk game. If it's a little bit or a lot, let's talk game. So we're talking, and I just ask her how does she feel like the dynamics of the house are going? Well, she was vague with that answer. So a lot of people have told me that she was very vague and hard to read. So I didn't think anything of it. So I said, well, let me ask some probing questions to get to know her, and then she can feel confident with me because I'm asking questions. So I go, hey, I heard about you being the one that didn't have the vote and lost the power. Did you volunteer for that? And then she immediately, all caps, oh my gosh, who told you? And I'm thinking to myself, what did I just do? Did I poke like a hornet's nest or something? And like, is this gonna be a problem? And then, yeah, it's a problem.
What's up, everybody? Great job today during the HOH competition. It was a close one, but scoring 26 out of 30 points. Congratulations, Dan and Chandler. You guys are the co-HOHs of the week. Each of you is responsible for one nomination due in your diary room between 9 and 10 o'clock tonight. Good luck, everybody.
What's up, you guys? We did that. We are co-HOH. Let's go.
But my thoughts on Chandler and Dan being HOH makes me nervous. While I do have some semblance of a relationship with both of them separately, none of it is game. All of it is just personal. Definitely need to go back and see where I stand with them in terms of how this game is being played. But I'm going to be tense until after nominations, that's for sure.
I'll give my take on the last round. So it was a co-HOH competition, which I knew that would be coming early on just because being a fan of this game, that has been the trend. In terms of who I would have picked if I had the choice, I did not. I definitely was not going to pick who I consider my top two connections, which should be Gwen and Anthony, because I wouldn't want people to suss out that I am working closely with them. So my pick, if I would have been able to pick this person, would have been Andrew, just because he is kind of a middle of the road connection for me. I do like him. I think we did connect very well on the first day. However, I find him to not be very active, and I also find him to craft every word that he says very carefully and to be someone who doesn't give a lot of information up front until you've given him something. So, like him, but like if something were to happen, people think that we're connected and they get rid of him, I'm not going to be too upset, which I feel bad saying, but I'm just plugging in my laptop. But it is how I feel. So that's who I would have picked. But I got picked. Mark actually picked me. And I was surprised just because Mark and I have talked, but not that much. And I wouldn't say it's especially a natural conversation flow between us. So I did not expect to get picked by him. But the silver lining of it is that it gave us a chance to work together and to know each other a bit more than we have up to this point. So that was good. Going into this HOH, I did not want to win. Being that my strategy and approach to this game has been very social, and I think I've built really good connections with almost everybody in this game, it would put me in a really dicey position to be an HOH and have to nominate somebody simply because I feel like most people probably assume they're good with me right now.
Hey guys, so told you there'd be more to come. So everybody kind of knows, I'm sure is aware of, you know, what happened between Lee and Ryan, how you guys believe that I don't think that any of that really happened the way they said that it did. I don't believe Lee. I think that Ryan was completely truthful, and with new information that I have received, I'm going with Ryan was 100% correct, and Lee's just an ass. Lee has once again tried to throw me up underneath the bus. He's trying to say that whoever, you know, if one of the noms win veto, then he asked me if I'd be willing to put myself, guys, on the block. Have you lost your flippin' freaking mind? Hell no, Lee. No, I'm not being vulnerable like that. I'm not putting myself out there. You are insane at this point, okay? I know that you've already tried to do this to Gwen. I know you've already tried to put her up. You just didn't go to her and say that because you didn't want her to know. But since you've already put me on the block one time to lose power, and it worked for you, you're like, oh, well, you know, since I can't get Gwen, maybe I can get Ashley, break them up, and get Ashley out of the game, so that way she's no longer a threat. I don't know what's been in his confessional videos. I don't know what's been in anybody else's confessionals, obviously, but I'm pretty lit at this point. So you guys want some juicy drama? There's your juicy drama. It's getting real. So now I am doing, I wouldn't call it damage control, but seeing how Lee wanted to put me on the block because I'm so nice and I'm sociable and everybody just loves me. I don't know how true that is. No, sweetheart. I'm not doing it. No. I don't care how likable I am. I don't care if you do think I'm a sweetheart and everybody likes me and nobody's going to vote me out. I don't give a shit. Sorry, excuse my language. I don't care what you've got to say. I don't care if that's true. If it's not true, at this point, that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that you are putting me on the block for the second time. The second time. This time, it's eviction. No, I seen what you can do. I know what you can and cannot do. And no, this is not happening at all. Just to let you guys know, I did tell Gwen. I filled her in on everything that happened. She does now know that Ryan was probably telling the truth. And the only way I can get her to stand by me is if I get the numbers. So right now, I am trying to fill out and see who is close to Lee, who's got some information. I'm also right now trying to get the numbers to go against Lee if I ever need to. So as of right now, like I said, I'm talking to people. I'm trying to get them to tell me if they're close to Lee, if they're not close to Lee, trying to get the numbers. Watch this season so stupid close. Like, this season's gonna be fucking epic.
What's up, everyone? Just wanted to chime in really quick to say that I am super excited about the results. That was a fun comp. Anthony and I did way better than I thought we would with 23 out of 30. But I am ultimately very happy we didn't win. I didn't want us to be seen as a huge pair moving forward. I think we're already identified as a bit of a pair. So I'm super glad to avoid that while also having two people from Reckless Ops, Dan and Chandler, win. No, I'm safe. Also, Dan is part of my real core alliance, the notorious RBG. Me, Dan, and Gwen. I think we're going to run this game if we stay loyal and really stick with that. That's the plan. So I might have to lose a Green Bus member this week. I do think Jacob could be in trouble based on what I'm hearing. But we'll see. But I think I'm safe.
Initial reactions, any way you're thinking about going?
My initial reaction for my nomination is I was thinking Jacob.
Jacob, okay.
Because I haven't talked to him as much.
Which bus are you in? Oh, which bus is he in?
I don't know. He wasn't in. I never got who was in each bus completely figured out. I was in blue, and he wasn't
in green. Okay, because he wasn't in mine.
What do you think?
So he was definitely like on my list. I've had some good conversations with him, so like I'm apprehensive to like just kind of snake him.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, like, I don't want to upset the apple cart by any means. I don't want to like put anybody that is from, especially our group, the rec list in there. I don't want to put anyone from red. Like, you don't want to put anyone from your own bus up.
Yeah.
I don't like necessarily want him to go up like home by any means. He's not like my target, but I think the most like logical pick for me is Chris. He gave me the plague, so
Okay.
like at least like, hey, you did that. Like, we got to just keep it even. And we haven't truthfully talked game, but what do you think about that?
I mean, kind of, I guess, kind of how you are with Jacob. I've had good conversations with Chris, so I'd like prefer for him not to go up, but at the same time, I mean, it's not my nomination, it's yours.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah,
it's one of those things where if it were completely up to me, I would probably choose somebody else. But if that's who works best for your game, I completely understand too.
All right, so I am the KRISPY. Honestly, I was not really expecting to actually win that one. I felt confident about our number, but I assumed somebody would probably have higher than that. But now here we are. I've already decided. No, this is not my official nomination video. Just as a heads up, this is the DR. But I'm gonna end up nominating Jacob for mine. But the thing I'm thinking mostly, and that's really just because I haven't talked to him much, I feel like he's kind of holding up the game a little bit and not being very transparent with what he's doing. But I'm really, really nervous about Dan putting up KRISPY. I don't think KRISPY would go. I'm not worried about that, but I'm worried about it possibly hurting my relationship with KRISPY. I'm trying to plant the seeds now that I have no control over this, that I can't really force him not to do that, which I can't. But also with Dan, I'm having to treat it carefully because I have to show him that I'm not most loyal to KRISPY. I'm actually, in our conversation later, if the decision's been made, I'm just going to straight up tell him, yeah, you know, I know him, but, like, I'm fine if that's what has to be done. Like, I get it. Now, at the end of the day, I'm going to fight everything to save KRISPY, except for I'm not going to be able to go for the veto. If KRISPY's on the block, I can't win the veto. Because if I don't use it on KRISPY, that's not good. But if I do use it on KRISPY, then it completely shows my cards. It shows that I am loyal to him. So I'm going to have to throw the veto no matter what, if KRISPY's on the block. Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great evening tonight. It is time for us to get into our nomination ceremony. Before I get into who I'm nominating, I want to just say that this has been much more difficult than I anticipated it being. It's really tough knowing that you are nominating someone for eviction, especially so early in the game. But this is only our second eviction, and I don't have a lot to go off of yet. With that being said, I am sorry, but I am going to have to nominate you, Jacob. It's nothing personal whatsoever against you. It's just that we've barely gotten to talk, really, and so I don't feel like I have a really good idea of where your head's at in the game. But I do wish you the best of luck in the veto, and going forward, I would love to get to know you better and see where this takes us. This nomination ceremony may be adjourned. I don't know if Dan's video is played yet, so it's either adjourned or I'm passing it over to you, Dan. All right, see y'all later. Have a good night, everybody.
Hey guys, thanks so much for everyone who reached out. Really thankful to be co-HOH with Chandler this week. A lot of hard decisions, but ultimately I am going to be nominating Chris this week for my selection for nominations. Purely because Chris nominated me for the plague. That being said, wishing everyone the best in the veto competition. Good luck. Take care.
That's my HOH dance. Like the haircut, by the way. Oh, wait, should I not be doing an HOH dance? Well, it feels like I should because Dan and Chandler are HOH, and they are my final twos, right? I got one that I feel like I got going on with Dan Alt. I got one going on with Chandler. With them both in power, I'm feeling pretty good. Though always that little paranoia back in my head, like, could this just get flipped on me? But no, you got to trust what you're doing here, trust your alliances, and I'm feeling good. Happy to have those two in power. I'm starting to feel even better with the penthouse, the five of us, me, Chandler, KRISPY, Davey and Mark. So even with KRISPY now on the block, should be okay. Jacob should be the target. Mark and Davey should find a ways to make it look like it was just majority to send Jacob home, and vote with us, vote with Blue, and send Jacob packing, unless he wins veto tomorrow.
Well, now it's time to do the scrambling and make deals that I don't want to make. Might have to throw some people under the bus. Really interested to see what Dan has to hear about the blue bus sticking together, whether or not that's actually true, whether or not he believes me. But based on what Adam told me, that's all I really have to go off of now.
Hey gang, not the votes, that's later. The results though, however, of this power veto are in, and this was what you would call a blowout. Yeah, absolutely obliterating everyone. I think this person got like 14 spoons in. Congratulations, KRISPY, you have won the power veto. Decision and stuff due by 8 o'clock.
I don't know what Dan is gonna do for the renom situation, but I wish he would get Ashley out of here. I can't stand her. She is the bane of my existence. I want her gone. So I've been telling a lot of people I want her gone because I don't think Ashley can win anything. And I think if people know where I stand, that me winning a lot of stuff, as what happened in the last cycle, won't be so threatening to people if they know that my target is very clear. So I'm coming after her, and I'm going to get her out of this game. I swear if she gets me out of this game, I will change my name. I will never leave my house again. And I will just crawl into a ball and wait for my end. Like, I have never played with someone that is so difficult, so combative, just for the sake of being combative, and so, like, intentionally non-strategic. I don't even know what, it has to be intentional at this point. I don't know, but I'm coming for her, and I'm going to get her.
14. Sorry. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use the POV on myself. Dan, since I have vetoed one of your nominees, you now have to pick someone else. Good luck, everyone.
What's up, you guys? First of all, congrats to KRISPY for the 14 spoons in the veto competition. A true master of spoons performance. Since KRISPY will be using the power of veto on himself, it is up to me to name a replacement nominee. Definitely not an easy decision at any point, but I will be nominating Mark since I saved him in the plague the last week. Did think that this would be a fair way of going about it. That being said, know that there's also Chandler's selection of Jacob still on the block, so best of luck to you both. Take care.
All right, so I'm actually doing this on my phone for the first time ever. As you can see, my hand's shaking right now because I'm having an anxiety attack right now because I'm afraid I'm going to go home. Like I said before to a couple people, this is probably my last org, and I really hope it doesn't end right now. I'm having a really good time, and I'm scared. Apparently the votes are there to keep me safe, which is good, but I am shaking and will be scared till the left for 10. Fuck. You know, like, I put my heart and soul into everything I do. This is real. This is who I am. I put my heart and soul in everything. I'm all heart, and I'm really enjoying myself right now, and I really, really don't want to go out this early. I want to at least make the jury, if not win. But holy crap. But yeah, I believe I am only a pawn and not going out because I am a pawn. Because that does happen sometimes, and I'm shaking right now. Time to try to eat dinner. Oh boy.
So I'm gonna do a quick confessional. So KRISPY and Jacob were the noms. KRISPY won POV, he took himself off, and then Jacob was on the block, and then Dan renommed Mark. Both people are on green, and I feel truly bad for both of them because I don't want any of them to go because we are OG green. But in hindsight, in the future, people will know like green has their numbers down, so I don't know if they'll go for us. I think they'll go for maybe even red or blue, whoever doesn't have the numbers. But at 9 o'clock when the votes were being read, or sorry, at 9 o'clock when the votes were open to be submitted, Ashley goes, "Can I just be transparent with y'all? It's been, what, like 25 fucking minutes?" Like, everybody's thumbs upping her. Macy was like, "Oh my god, like, yes, of course." Nothing. And then she's messaging me. She goes, "Hey, I know we haven't talked, but, like, can you save Jacob? I know things." What things do you know? Like, this doesn't make me trust you. This makes me, like, really sketched. And, like, honestly, I only really have talked to Mark. I've talked to Jacob, but I've talked to Mark more. So, like, I don't know. So, that's my tea for today. And, I think, like, Ashley thinks that she's gonna be next, but, like, there's been no evidence of that. So, I don't know. We shall see.
I sadly vote to evict Jacob.
Hi, my vote is going to be for Mark. I would like to vote out Mark.
I sadly vote to evict Jacob. Love you, Mom. Love you, Dad. Love you, Mitchell, my favorite son.
Hi everyone. Tonight I unfortunately vote to evict Jacob.
I vote to evict Jacob.
I'm going to do something a little different than what other people are doing. I vote to evict Mark.
Sadly, I vote to evict Jacob. Sorry, bud. It was fun.
I vote to evict Jacob.
I know how this vote is going to go tonight. I don't love it, but I vote to evict Mark.
I vote to evict Jacob.
I vote to evict Jacob. Sorry.
Hi friends, following up on this with a video since I've already voted via text, I'm evicting Jacob. I understand communication is a two-way street, but we simply just have not talked, and I can't evict Mark. I like him too much, and he's going to spiral, so.
I don't really know what's going on, but I don't like messages that tell me to do something with no context, so I vote to evict Jacob.
Hello, my friends. The votes are in. Once I reveal the vote, the evicted house guests will have just a few minutes to say their goodbyes, pack their bags, and get all the way the heck out of my house. Sorry, that's mean, but it's just funnier. Trying to lighten the load because everyone, in and out, deep breaths. All right, here we go. By a vote of 10-3, Jacob, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house.
Ashley is freaking the fuck out. Like, freaking the fuck out. Like, oh my God. Like, I cannot with people that are this high maintenance, okay? Like, I spent 2.5 hours on call with her last night. 2.5 hours. Not by my choice. I tried getting off the call multiple times. Did not work. She's just like freaking out. Everything's a freaking conspiracy. You would think that like the freaking aliens landed in the house and they're like conspiring to get her out. Like, I just can't. She called me like first thing this morning when I was awake. Called for like 45 minutes. A lot of yap. And then I like ate food, and then again another call, yap. And then like Dan wanted to call me, and then she called me again, like right after Dan called me, because I guess they had just gotten off the call, and I'm just like, oh my God, I cannot. Excuse me. I don't really know. Like, so she and Lee are like going at each other's throats. To be perfectly honest, like, I don't trust either of them. I don't know who is telling the truth. I don't know exactly what happened between Lee and Ryan, and if Ryan was trying to like come for me, or if it was really Lee. Ashley says it was Lee that put my name out there first. I don't know. At this point, I don't really care because I don't trust either Ashley or Lee.
Okay, I'm really happy to still be here. That was a little stressful. I don't like the stress of being on the block so soon. I hate saying this because I do not want to target this person yet, but they're making me have to target them. Ashley, oh my god. Oh, I'm just like, what? I understand, like, defending your friend. I get that, but, like, it got back to me that she was trying to get me out. Like, she was trying to get me out, and it got back to me. And while she is also, while this was happening, she was talking, she was fucking talking to me while this was happening. And I'm just like, come on, man. I mean, if you're gonna go against me, go against me. It's fine. At least I can understand. But literally, when people are telling me, hey, Mark, Ashley's trying to get you out, and I'm having a conversation with her, that's not how that's supposed to go, okay? Okay, so if I get HOH, she's nominated, and I feel like I'm not the only person, because now we're waiting on a PSA from her. No idea what that could be about. I have a feeling it'll be revealing people that are in sequester together, which, whatever. Still having fun. Just was a little stressed out this evening, because understandably so, but hey, I'm still here. I'm on week 3, and that's half the battle, really, when you think about it. Like, when you think about the war, you have to get to week 3. So you get to week 4. And bring this motherfucker down. Oh my god. Just, Ashley, calm down, please. Oh god, I hate saying that phrase. But please, just get my name out of your mouth. That's the best way to put that.
Tonight was super crazy, and this game is super crazy, and I'm loving it. I can guarantee you that this house has had more drama in 4 days than Big Brother 22 has had in 50, or whatever they're on right now. Got quite a cast here, so kudos to Josh and his production team. My personal favorite from today is Ashley. I do say that genuinely. She is chaotic and cryptic, and I don't know how to play with her, but I find it fascinating, and I am probably her biggest fan in the game. And she made today very stressful for a lot of people, including me, and I can't wait to see how it gets even more stressful from here, because she's promised us that it's happening.
Alright, hey, sup. First of all, wearing the same hoodie that I was wearing in the last one, we don't need to talk about that. Ashley is weird. Nothing that she does makes sense. Why am I laying like, paint me like one of your French girls? Anyway, nothing that Ashley does in this game will ever make sense. It hasn't made sense from day 1. It hasn't made sense from minute 1. And this is where the whole playing with people who haven't played orgs kind of comes into effect. She did not, I mean, and it's what I said to you, Josh, in my confessional, is that she needs to edge before she busts, and she's not edging enough. Going into your tribe chat, or your bus chat, whatever tribe chat, I've played too many Survivor games, and being like, hey, where's Will, even though it was like 10 a.m. Central Time, you're doing too much too early. And I also feel like she's just had it out for Lee and vice versa since the beginning, because when you put yourself out there and say, hey, I think we should give Ashley this thing, it's going to be a rivalry. Now, with that being said, I'm actually kind of happy about it, because I feel like with this whole, like, I've got a PSA and then never doing the PSA, she's kind of making an asshole out of herself, so she's going to be an easy target for this week. And I think having an easy target gives me more time to cultivate these relationships. As the numbers dwindle, I can be better at socializing. Lee has a huge target on his back just for being so vocal. We've also got the Wills and the Macys of the world that are hiding in the background that are going to be easy targets if people don't want to get blood on their hands. So I feel like at this point, this is actually best case for me. Myself and Dan get to reap the benefits of the red bus falling apart because it's going to make us appear weak. So there's not going to be a reason for green or blue to want to come after us. It makes more sense logically for them to go after each other. So I'm just kind of vibing, and whatever this PSA is, it's probably going to be boring. Don't know why she made such a big push for Jacob to stay, but I am excited to see what the reasoning is. Like, I just want to know what goes on in that brain.
Good morning, friends. So, today's tea time is brought to you by Chick-fil-A tea. Tea time with Macy. Get ready. So, I hope I'm not going to make this too long, but just hang with me. Last night, Ashley was popping in the house, like the main house group chat, saying PSA forthcoming, PSA incoming, PSA going soon, blah, 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 blah. We were trying to get through eviction. 3 hours later, she finally posted a video. I had gone to bed that time. I was kind of egging it on. I was like, okay, what's going on? Give us some tea, girl. But it never came while I was awake. And so I watched it this morning. It was 10 minutes long. It was saying nothing that wasn't pretty obvious. It was pretty disappointing. She said that Lee was like manipulating people and he was working with a bunch of different people and lying. This is Big Brother. Like, sorry, my ice machine's going off. We know. Lee, like, kind of, I feel like he might think he's kind of a head honcho. He has, I mean, I like him. He's popped into my inbox a few times saying, like, vote this way, vote this way. I'm like, you're not going to tell me what to do, but I'm not going to say that to you right now. I'll just be like, okay, sure, whatever. So it was fine. I don't really know what's going on with Ashley. It seems like, I don't know if she's wanting the target to be put on her, but I think that's what's happening. I think that might have even been her goal. I don't know. And then she said something about like, it's my kid's first day of school, but y'all don't care about that. Okay. My tip of the day is if you like crispy bacon, it's better in the oven. Cheers.
After that, we had this whole PSA fiasco with Ashley. First, like, announcing she's gonna do it, then us waiting 3.5 hours to finally get the video. Like, Ashley, what are you doing, girl? What are you doing? It's day 4. Why are you making a video like this on day 4? So anyway, she made the video. She was calling out Lee. Lee actually kind of ruined it for her by telling us this is what she's going to talk about. And then that is exactly what she talks about. And it just made her sound angry. Somebody else called it erratic behavior, which is never a good descriptor that you want attached to your name. Yeah, I understand, like, feeling like you're in danger, but, like, focus on your social connections that you have so that if you are in danger and Lee does put you up, you don't go home. Doing a video where everybody sees that you're angry and that you're calling out somebody else, which means you might do that to them down the road, is not going to encourage them to work with you and keep you here. So, I don't know. Personally, I would keep Ashley and Lee around because they're going to focus on each other and be fighting to get each other out. And that keeps the attention off of me. So quite honestly, I mean, I'm not afraid of it. I'll keep them here because anything that can help get me further is the decision I'm going to make. So
this round has been pretty quiet for me, which is fine. I didn't really want to talk to anyone. I wanted to keep things short, didn't want to start a lot of conversations. I knew when Dan won power that it would be best just for me to be quiet and lay back. And I'm going to keep doing that for a while, hopefully. I know that I haven't spoken with a lot of people, but at this point, you know, it seems like they're the ones going so far. So I'm hoping that that trend continues. If it doesn't, then I'll have to be a little more active with some other people. But for right now, I'm happy to be quiet. Ashley and I kind of mended fences, which is good. I think having her around is a positive thing. I think that she is louder and a bigger character, and that's nice to have something to hide behind. So having her, Macy, Lee, and Dan all kind of have my back when two of them have been HOH, Macy's a big character and Ashley's a big character, is great for me. That just means that hopefully I can kind of slip through the cracks, which is what I'm planning on doing at this point in the game.
Hey guys, so as you obviously know, as Lee has already called me out, that's fine, Lee. I'm coming for you too. That is perfectly fine. You want to try to get me evicted? Go ahead, bro. I really don't care. Because you have been nothing but a liar, and you have done nothing but use people so far. I understand this is a game, but you are taking it way too far. From the very beginning, day 0, you called me out and said that, you know, you wanted me to lose power because I was very sweet and I was likable and that everybody would like me when I got into the house. I called you out and asked you if you thought that I was a threat. You freaking said, oh no, you're not a threat and all this kind of stuff. No, I disagree with you. I think you're scared of me. I think you think that I'm a threat. I don't know why you think that. You've lost your mind. With that being said, everything that he had to say about Ryan is a complete and utter lie. Ryan did not give up Gwen. Ryan didn't give up crap. Lee came at Ryan and was like, hey, who lost and who won power? Ryan was like, yeah, you know, he told him, and he did it because he was going up on the block. He was a little bit nervous, and he told Lee. And there's not really anything wrong with that. I can see the issue, I guess. Then Lee was like, hey, so what if I put Gwen up instead of you? And he was like, well, I don't really feel comfortable with doing that kind of stuff. He never went to Lee and said, I want to put Gwen up. Let's put Gwen up. That never happened. Lee lied to you. He's a liar. Yes, I called you a liar. You are a liar. Moving forward, today I get a message in my inbox. And just to let y'all know, I have not been going after Lee. I've not been trying to get him. I've not been going for him. All of what he's feeding you right now is complete and utter crap. It is a lie. Start asking people. The people that are in an alliance with him, he don't give a crap about us. He's already tried to put Gwen on the block once, and he's trying to get me on there now. I mean, Chandler, honey, you're next, sweetheart. Sorry, I really don't want to throw out names, but anyways, moving forward, so I got a message today, and it was Lee asking me if one of the noms won veto today, if I would take their spot. What? No, I'm not going to take anybody's spot. No, I'm not putting myself on the block like that. Have you lost your mind? And he said it was because I was nice and everyone loved me. I was very popular. Sounds like I'm a threat, is what it sounds like. I'm not a threat, honey. You're a threat to yourself. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Further investigation, he told me that he just wanted to use me as a pawn to get his target out. Remember that. He wanted to get his target out, okay? So I did some investigating. I scooped around. I had lots of people to tell me, oh no, Lee wants you out. Like, he's coming for you. You were the back door. Like, he was going to say that, put you up on the block, and he was going to get the votes and get you out. Talked to Lee about it. I got every excuse under the bus. Like, oh, well, you know, somebody's just trying to pin us against each other. Okay, that's fine. And then once I didn't agree with that, he told me, oh, well, I'm sorry. You know, I just kind of sweep these things under the rug. I apologize for it. Gave me a sad story. And I didn't care. I was like, I don't care. Okay, I don't care. He even tried to say that I was coming after him. He got messages about that. I don't know who's sending him messages about me coming after him, but that's a lie, and you know it. You know it's a lie. I've never said that. And then I also got, well, I still want to work with you. I still want to be close. Let's let everybody think that we're still feuding, and then that way the target will be off of us. Honey, I didn't even know there was a target on my back until earlier today, and it seems like you're the one that's encouraging it, and you're the one that's making people believe it. So, sweetheart, I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. I mean, maybe now after I do this video, I probably have a reason to be concerned, but you know, I'll take that as it comes. Then Like I said, I got all different kinds of stories, back and forth. 1 minute's a sob story, the next minute I want to work with you, the next minute it's no, and he said he wasn't coming after me. Obviously, that's a lie. He just announced it to the world. He's coming for me. That's okay, because now I am coming for you. He also told me that if I went after him, that I would lose, that he may be evicted, but I would be next. That I was gonna be, like, somebody that people were gonna go after. I was gonna have a target on my back. So I'm taking my chances right now. And then the whole thing with Jacob, I bet most of you don't know, or maybe some of you do know. Jacob was coming after me. Him and Lee were in an alliance together, and they had, basically, Jacob said that, they were in an alliance kind of together. They were close. They were friends. And he was only using Lee as a safety net. I asked a few people, hey, did you know that, Lee and Jacob were close? They were friends. They're like, oh, I didn't even know that. And these are people that are in his alliances and didn't even know. And so, yeah, I may be making alliances and friends outside of those, but so is he. He has made friends with almost everybody in here to try to manipulate you and get you to do what you want. He's a manipulator. He did the same thing to Jacob. He told me, Jacob told me that they were friends, and I went to Lee and I was like, hey, are you guys friends? And he was like, yeah, we're close friends. He was like, and asked me about the vote. And I told him, I wanted to know, like, how close of friends they were. And Jacob told me that they made a pact on the very first day or second day, maybe, I don't know, eviction time, that Lee would keep him safe, that he would always be safe as long as he pretty much done what Lee wanted. So with that being said, I obviously went to Lee because I'm not scared. I went to him and I was like, so let me get this right. If you are friends with Jacob, why are you not helping him? He's like, I've been trying to save him all night. I've been trying to figure out how to save him. Used to be, I haven't heard. So what did I do? I did some more digging, and some people told me, no, as far as I know, he didn't have any issues with putting him on the block. Like, he never tried to save him, not once. So my question to you guys is, he put me up to lose my power, like lose a power. He screwed Ryan and lied to you guys to get your votes. He tried to put me up for eviction today, and it did not work. He also got rid of somebody that he considered to be a friend and promised protection. Do you guys really want to be friends with somebody like this in the game? Somebody that has not been trusted? Do you guys know that if Lee wanted Jacob safe, he would still be here? The only reason why Jacob went home is because I was not on the block. That's the only reason. And, I even asked Lee, well, if you've got all these circle of people and you've got all these friends out there, I was like, why don't you put yourself on the block? His exact answer to me was he did not want to go on the block. And the reason for that was because he said that he would lose. He said that I had more numbers than him and I had more people that would stick by my side. Newsflash, Lee, if you want people to be on your side, if you want people to like you, be nice. Be a little bit more transparent. Don't be a dick. Don't call people out on video. Yes, I'm doing it to you, but you did it to somebody else, so you freaking deserve this shit. Okay? You deserve it. And all I gotta say is you guys make the decision. You do what you want with this. I understand this could put a huge target on my back. I've been transparent with you guys. I've not lied to you. My alliances with anybody is safe. My friendships with you guys are safe. Like I said, I want to stay, I want to play this game, but just think to yourself, ask around, ask people. It'll come out. And if I get voted out, you'll eventually see, because at some point we're all going to watch these confessional videos. We're all going to watch this season. And at the end of the day, everybody's going to eventually know the truth. And I am 100%, I feel 100% about what I've said. And I have a lot of people that feel the same way as I do. Anyways, I don't know what else to say, guys. I hope I don't go down for this, but if I do, nice playing with you guys. Bye.